Welcome to the section Topology and Setup. In this section, we're going to take a look at CLI versus web options, configuring your device with IPv4 or IPv6, quality of service examples, and dial plan configurations, and finally, we're going to round it out with a small business topology. In this video, we're going to look at web options for CLI and web. In this video, we're going to explore your options for managing your device, CLI and web. These are two primary options for managing your device, whether CLI or web. Let's explore some of the pros and cons, and let's look at the topology. So in this topology, this router is a 2900 series router, which means that it's from a family of Cisco products in the 2900 series, which can include like a 2901, a 2911, a 2921, etc. On this router, we have 3 gigabit interfaces. Those interfaces would typically handle the traffic for web and also for web management. So as you're probably thinking about this, if you're going to manage your device through the web, it also flows with the data that's going through the web and could possibly be a virus or a Trojan horse or something malicious on your network. The other interface you see here is a console interface, and they're highlighted by the blue region. The blue line here represents a console. Console connection is also attached to this client here. You'll see a laptop with a console connection. Let's take a look at this. As this example goes, where you're going to be using our gigabit interface to a modem. This is a broadband customer premise equipment. It could be a cable modem, a DSL modem, etc. And that would eventually go to our ISP, which goes to our SIP provider. This is one example of a small business setup, quite simple topology. And we have to understand what are some pros and cons to connecting either via the web or CLI. The web basically is management via the internet. So that's management through the internet. The web interface is referred to as an in-band management. That means that your management traffic for your device is going to flow in conjunction with your data traffic through your network. That can pose some security vulnerabilities and often does. And so we consider this one of the least secure connection options. It's typically disabled by default on professional grade equipment. For SOHO equipment, it may be enabled by default, but on professional grade, it's typically disabled due to the security vulnerabilities. It does require protection to be safe, and we'll explore some of those options later. And it allows us to do remote management. And this is one of the great things about this, is that we do not have to be connected to manage our device through the web. On the flip side, if we're going to connect to a console port on that device, which was a USB port or the console port itself, this is considered a professional option. It truly is out-of-band management. Out-of-band management means that your data traffic for your web, etc., will not go through this cable. Strictly management traffic runs through this cable. The console interface is provisioned by a CLI, that's command line interface. So the console port would require a user to know command line interface to manage this device. Typically, this is the way that we provision the web interface, because it's always on. Always on means that there's no ability to shut this interface off. By having physical access to our device allows us to connect into the console port. The console port itself would have to require some security permissions in order to gain escalated privileges. This is truly limited by your cable length of your console cable. Certainly if you are USB, it might be a 6-foot or 15-foot cable. If you're going to connect through like a ribbon cable to your console port, you can extend that quite a bit. But again, you are still limited to the physical presence and physical cable length. This is also the interface that you're going to have to use for recovery of your device. So getting used to both the CLI for initial configuration for the web interface, and then the web interface for continued maintenance is probably a good idea going forward with these videos.